More and more children are out of school, but parents don't want math learning to stop. They're turning to Mathnasium at Home, real-time math instruction tailored to your child's exact educational needs. It's the same face-to-face live instruction used in our centers for over 15 years, now on a computer. Your child can keep their math skills sharp, catch up, or soar ahead, from home or anywhere with an internet connection. To learn if Mathnasium at Home is right for your child, visit mathnasium.com/at-home. Mathnasium at Home, changing lives through math.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. Welcome to today's Mathnasium Schoolhouse. We're going to be continuing our series on estimation, and we're actually going to be using the same packet that we provided yesterday. So if you haven't had a chance yet, go ahead and download that. It's in the description for the video today. It's also found on our Facebook page. While everybody does that, I'm going to go ahead and get my side set up here. And just to let everyone know, we're going to be starting on page 3 of that packet. So once everybody has their packet, we will go ahead and get started. For now, go ahead and let me know what grade you're in, where you're from. If you have a moment, go ahead and share the video so we can get some more people working along with us today. We'd really, really appreciate that. So let's go ahead and get started on this. So looking at our number lines again, we're going to be estimating what each point is going to be, and always liking to start off with our midpoint if we can, and this one looks like it's exactly in the middle between 0 and 10. So that's going to be 5. Let me go ahead and make that a little bit smaller. 5. Okay, so if that point's 5, looking at our point to the left, it's about halfway between 0 and 5. We know that the halfway point would be 2.5, but it looks like it's a little bit closer to 0. So we're going to go ahead and say that that is 2. And then looking at our points to the right, it looks like the furthest to the right is pretty close to 10. So that's going to be 9. And then our next one is 8. All right. Number 2. So we're going between 0 and 20 this time, and I don't see anything at the halfway point. I do know that that would be 10, so I can work with the points directly to the left and to the right of that midpoint of 10. And based on the spacing there, I would bet that that's going to be 8 and 12. Any closer would have to be maybe 9 and 11. So if that's 12, that one is most likely going to be 14. And then what do we think about this point here? Between 0 and 10 would be 5. It looks like it's, slightly to the left, slightly closer to 0. So we're going to go ahead and estimate that that would be 3. All right, and for number 3, we're looking between 50 and 60. So right there in the middle would be 55. So if that point's going to be 55, not a lot of numbers between 50 and 55, right? We would have 51, 52, so probably 53 and 54 would be a good estimation. So then looking here, most likely going to be 56. And then our next point is a little bit further than 1, so that would most likely be 58. Nice job. A couple more of these looking at negative numbers now. All right. Looking at our negative numbers. So what's halfway between negative 20 and 0? What's the halfway point between negative 20 and 0? Yeah, exactly. Negative 10 would be that halfway point. So if we're getting closer to 0, we'll do our points to the right first. We're moving closer to 0. That means our number is getting less negative. So what would those points be? Yeah, very good. Negative 8 and negative 6. And then moving the other direction, what do we think? Yeah, very good. Negative 12. And yeah, very nice. Negative 18. All right. So, number 5. Between negative 10 and positive 10. That point looks like it's exactly halfway. Yeah, very good. 0 is halfway between negative 10 and 10. Nice job. So then halfway between 0 and 10 is 5. But our point is a little bit closer to 10. I would estimate that would be 6. And then moving the other direction, what do we think in there? Yeah, very good. Negative 2 and negative 8. Nice job. Last one here between negative 75 and negative 50. What's halfway between negative 50 and negative 75? Approximately. Yeah, very good. Like negative 62-ish is pretty close to between those two. So then let's start over here at negative 50. Is negative 55 a reasonable estimate for that? I would think so. Probably 57. 56 would be a little bit closer, so I think because of the distance there, we're looking at negative 57. Continuing on to the left. Would it be reasonable to say that that would be negative 65 and that would be negative 70? I believe so. Nice job. All right. Cool. Very good. So a little bit of warm up there. We're going to go ahead and move on now to page number 6. And we're looking at the bottom half. We're doing number 13 on page number 6 of that packet. I'll give everybody a second to flip pages. I'm going to scoot this down just a little bit so we can see that top problem. All right, so we're doing number 13 on page number 6. Looking at rounding. A little bit of review on rounding. So 234 is between what two tens numbers? So we want to be looking at the tens place. Yeah, very good. Between 230 and 240. And which of those is it closest to? Good. It's closest to 230. Same thing for 369. Oh, and I misread that problem. We want to be looking at hundreds number. That is my mistake. Good catch. Good catch. So we're looking between 200 and 300. And it's closest to 200. So same thing here. We're looking at hundreds numbers. Yeah, very good. So between 300 and 400, and it's closer to 400. All right, number 15. 450 is between, good job, 400 and 500, and it's closest to 500. All right, so we want to round these numbers off to the nearest 100. Yep, 16 is closer to 300. 17 is closer to 100. 18 we would round up to 300. 19 we would round up to 400. 20 we're going to round down to 700. 21 would round up to 700. 22 would round down to 300. 23 is very close to 400 already. 402 is only 2 larger, so we're going to round that one down. And number 24. If we're going to round 999 up to the nearest hundreds place, what would that be? Very good. 1,000. All right. Page number 7 in your packet. 2,456 is between which of these two numbers? Yep, good. A. It's between 2,000 and 3,000. And which one is it closest to? Looking at rounding into the thousands place now. Good. Yep. It's closest to 2,000. Nice job. So rounding off 2,456 to the nearest 1,000 would be A, 2,000. Looking at 667 is between which of these two numbers? 660 and 670, very good. 349 is closest to which of these? Is it closer to 350 or 300? 340. What do we think? It's closest, very good, to 350. It's only one away from 350. And then number 6, if we're going to round 487 off to the nearest 10, so looking at our tens place, that would be what? Is it closer to 480 or 490? We know it's not A and we know it's not D. Very good. C, it's closest to 490. Nice job. All right, a couple more to practice with rounding. 248 is between what two multiples of 100? So if we're talking about multiples of 100, we want to look at our hundreds place. So 248 is closest to, or I'm sorry, it is between which two hundreds numbers? 200 and 300. Good job. So what's the smallest whole number that rounds off, rounding to the hundreds, to 200? What's the smallest number that if we were rounding would round to 200? Good job. 201 is the closest number that would round off to 200. And what's the largest whole number that rounds off to 200? So now we're looking at the largest number that would round to 200. Well, I know that if I get to 250, I would round up. So what's If it's not 250, very good. 249 is as big as that number can get before we would round up. And we know as soon as we get to 5 in the preceding digit, we round up. Good job. All right, so number 10, 567 is between which two multiples of 10? So we're looking at tens place. Multiples of 10. Very good, between 560 and 570. And the smallest whole number that rounds off to 570. Yep, good job. 571 will be the smallest number that would round off to 570. And the largest again, looking at tens, would be 574. Good job. All right. Nice job. So let's go ahead and get into some of our word problems. So if Mr. Franklin drives 4 miles to work, he takes a different route home. That route is 5 miles longer. How many miles does he drive altogether? Approximately. Approximately how many miles does he drive altogether? Yep, very good. Just doing some quick rounding, we could make both of those, or really we could say that his drive to work is about 5 miles, and his drive home is 5 miles, so he drives about 10 miles home. Nice job. Yep, and if we were to do the exact computation, it would be 9 miles. Good job. All right, number 2, a school's student body population is 632 in the year 2005. In 2010, the student body population was 792. So what's the estimated difference in the student body population between 2005 and 2010? 632, we'll rewrite it here. 632 is really close to what hundreds number? All right, we could round that down to 600. And 792 is very close to 800, so we'll round that up to 800. So what is the difference between 800 and 600? 200. Nice job. So our estimated difference is 200. Good job. All right. In 2003, Asheville, North Carolina received 59 and 45 inches of rain. Also in 2003, Kansas City, Missouri received about 66 and 28 inches of rain. About how much was received in both cities combined? What do we think? 59 and 45 hundredths is close to 60. And 66 and 28 hundredths is pretty close to 70. So if we round those both up, if we round both of those numbers up, we wind up with, very good, 130 inches of rain. All right. Number 4, a roller coaster has 473 people in line. Each train can hold about 58 people. How many trains will it take to get all the people on the roller coaster? Well, 473, if we round that to the nearest 100, gets us to 500. If we're working with the number 500, when we consider how many people each train can hold, do we want to round 58 up to 60? Or we could round it down to 50, and I think that that number is a little bit easier to work with in this case. Because what we want to know is how many 50s are inside 500. We could stick with 60, but it's a little bit harder to figure out how many 60s are in 500. So we'll go ahead and use 50 in this case. So how many 50s are inside 500? 10. Nice job. So it takes about 10 trains, 10 roller coaster trains to get everyone through the line and onto the ride. Let's do a couple more. A total of 78 people have signed up to go whitewater rafting. Each raft holds 8 people. How many rafts will be needed? We can round 78 up to 80. And in this case, we'll go ahead and leave our raft capacity. Each raft can hold 8 people. We'll leave that be. How many 8s are inside 10? How many rafts do we need? We need about 10 rafts. Nice job. All right, hot dogs cost $1.25 each at a baseball game. If John buys 9 of them for his family, how much money will he spend? $1.25 is about $1. So if he spends about $1 on 9 hot dogs, about how much money did he spend? Very nice. He spent about $10 on hot dogs. Nice job. All right. One county has a population of 325,000, 304 people. Start over. One county has a population of 325,304 people. Another county has a population of 194,382 people. What's the approximate difference in population of the two counties? So, 325,304 is very close to just 325,000. And our second one, we can round up. We'll go ahead and call that 200,000. So what is the difference? And we're talking about difference, we're going to subtract. Difference is approximately 125,000 people. A lot of people. Yeah, very good. That's a lot of people. Nice job. All right, if Frank spent $3.25 on a sandwich, 65 cents on chips, and $1.25 on a drink, and 45 cents on a cookie, about how much did he spend for lunch? So his sandwich was about $3. His chips were about 50 cents. His drink was about $1. And his cookie was about 50 cents as well. So how much did he spend on lunch? A little bit of grouping here. 50 and 50 gives me another $1. So now I've got $2 plus another $3. He spent about $5 on lunch. Nice job. Very nice indeed. All right. That is end of our worksheet for today. That is the end of our worksheet today. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson. I hope you're excited about tomorrow's continuation of our mental math series. If you've enjoyed this so far and you're interested in what Mathnasium has to offer, go ahead and check us out. Go to mathnasium.com, find a center near you, and see how they can help you maybe learn some more about estimation and rounding, or help you with any other issues you might be having in math, or if you're looking for some new, fun, challenging ways to learn about math, reach out to your local Mathnasium. They'd love to talk to you. That's going to go ahead and do it for today. Again, hope you guys are looking forward to joining us for tomorrow's continuation on our mental math series. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you tomorrow.
It's afternoons that seem to be the most hectic for us, so it was much more convenient when we found Mathnasium at home.
All right, so how do we do half of 5? I think one of the best things about at home is that it really feels like you're almost at home with the student in their house teaching them.
I'm in my comfort zone.
You can just ask for help and the instructor will come right to you.
With Mathnasium at home, I know that they're getting the help that they need.
Awesome, great job.
Mathnasium, changing lives through math.